Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the HTC One S. This video, should you buy it or should you pass? Is it going to be something that fits your needs? What do you think? Well, this particular version is a quad-band GSM, obviously, and it has T-Mobile's 4G bands on there, 1700 band on there, and also has the 1900 and 850 for AT&T. It's a 7.95 millimeters thick, 119 grams. It's a QHD display, 540 by 960, 4.3 inches, 256 for the pixel density. It's a Super AMOLED display, capacitive touchscreen, Corning Gorilla Glass. It has Sense UI 4. 16 gigs built in with about 12 available, a gig of RAM. It is HSP plus. Top speeds I've gotten was about 22 or so in my area, and that'll depend on where you live for your speeds. It has an 8 megapixel on the back and a VGA on the front. Android 4.0. Obviously it's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 1.4 gigahertz crate and the Adreno 225. Rest of the specs are pretty standard. Also, the battery is 1650 and it's built in. So, should you buy this device? So let's start with a few things that might stray you away from this device. First thing is the battery. The battery's built in. Can't remove it. Any kind of warranty work needs to go back to the manufacturer. Something else, the memory. The memory is something else that you're not going to be able to upgrade. No upgrading the memory. What else are some things that might stray you away? What might stray you away? I don't know. I can't think of too many things that would make me say, hey, no, I don't want it. So let's talk about some of the good things. First thing is the 8 megapixel camera on the back. I'll go ahead and say it. It is truly a great camera. It's a great camera. It has performed well in every test that I've given it. Even some of the low lighting has been, it did very well. The VGA camera, not so good, but hey, it's a front-facing VGA camera. What can you ask for? The thickness of the device makes it easy to throw it in your pocket, and it's lightweight when you're talking on it. The fact that it has ice cream sandwich, it runs extremely well, and they've tried to keep it as stock as possible when it comes to some of the functionalities of ice cream sandwich. The fluidness of the phone is it's wonderful. There's a lot of themes and customizations you can do to the phone. Under personalize, there are tons and tons and tons of options. It just doesn't stop. They just go on and on and on. So personalization on the phone, HTC Sense has always been one that has a lot that you could do. The overall feel of the phone, it just feels right in the hand. If you're a person who likes one hand, you can. My hands are pretty big, but I think a person with a smaller hand could probably touch all four corners. The design of the phone, the volume rocker on this side, the power button on the top here, the micro USB on that side. That has MHL compatibility as well. I forgot to mention that. The buttons on the bottom, I actually end up liking those opposed to my Galaxy Nexus. How sleek the design is, I think it's one that'll please the average user or even some power users. Of Chrome browser, another big plus. If you're a person like myself who's got everything synced in Chrome, you'll understand why Chrome browser is a must-have on an ice cream sandwich device. One thing that I haven't spoke of that I've left out because it's very obvious is the Beats audio. Beats audio on this device completely enhances your listening experience when you're listening to music. You can turn it off while you have your headphones plugged in, or you could leave it plug turned on. I don't know why you would want to turn it off. It really enhances the sound. Overall, the device really performs well. I don't have very many complaints about it. It's doing well. Call quality is extremely nice. Haven't had any problems with call quality on here. Speeds are good. There's not a lot that I can say I dislike about the device as a whole. Just the overall build quality is I've actually gotten used to it, because I'm normally carrying a Galaxy Note, and this is obviously a lot lighter. The Galaxy Note is about 178 grams, and this is 119 grams, basically 120 or 115 around that area, and it's extremely lightweight in the hand. I mean, it just feels right. I think you'll definitely enjoy it. The battery issue and the memory not being upgradable, that's a huge flaw to some people, but to me, I knew that going into the device, or I wouldn't have bought it. So don't buy the device if you have to have an upgradable battery, if you want to upgrade more memory. But they give you 25 gigabytes of storage in the cloud for HTC, but there's some back end to that. You have to they have these 7 steps once you go into your Dropbox. Once you sign in, it'll tell you create one, and then you have to go through like 5 of 7 steps in order to get your 25 gigs. They make you refer people. It's kind of a catch, just a hassle, but you have to download applications to computers. You're doing all that just to get your 25 gigs. They give you 2 gigs up front, and then the other 23 gigs, they make you earn it. It's a small thing, but some people might be annoyed by that. It's kind of misleading too. They're telling you that they're just giving you 25 gigs when they're really not, because if you don't fill out the rest of the form information that they're telling you to do or asking you to do, you don't get the other 23 gigs. That's crazy. But as for music, I don't recommend you put any music on here. If you're a Google person, I would say load up Google Music on a computer and drop all of your music in there and just let it upload to the server, and then you could go ahead and just use Google Music or Play Music. Huge plus, because I have tons of music stored on Google Music, the website, and I just drop it in the folder on my computer and it syncs automatically, and I love that. I don't put any music on the phone directly because it's not necessary. Even with the live wallpaper, the phone is very fluid. I'll turn my favorite wallpaper on here. You guys know what it is, Super Clock. So another thing, the lag that people were talking about on the HTC One X, that doesn't happen to me on this phone. It happens, but only when I power the phone on, or power it back, or turn it off and then turn it back on. That's the only time I get that short lag, kind of what you experience there, trying to get to the home screen. That's the only time I experience that lag. No other times. I reboot once a day or a couple times a day, to help make the phone run a little better. But overall, should you buy this device? Would I recommend it to someone? I definitely would. Would I recommend it over another phone? Well, it's about preference and choice. So I'm not going to say one is better than the other. You all know that I prefer the Galaxy Note as the main device, which will soon be the T879 on T-Mobile. Galaxy S3 will be the T999, and the Galaxy Nexus will be the T699. Something like that, yeah. But I do prefer the Note, but I've been trying to convert down to a smaller device, and this one seems to be doing pretty well. I'm enjoying this one a lot more than the Galaxy Nexus, to my surprise. But would I recommend this device? I sure would. It's a little pricey if you're not in a contract, so I would suggest going on Craigslist or eBay or something like that. But I didn't pay much. I didn't pay anything for it at all. So, but I mean, still, it's $250 on contract or $200, however you're starting your contract, and I think it's well worth it. But if you don't have an upgrade, I would suggest buying one from online, because you can find them for about $500 online, shipped. So that is a look at the HTC One S on T-Mobile. Should you buy this device? I think you should. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to rate and subscribe, and don't forget about the BlackBerry Playbook giveaway. Take care, guys.